All right, folks, we're just getting going here. Yeah, I just turned it on. Awesome. We are good to go. On. All right, here we go. So Stefan took it, got it to Ulrich. Ulrich shot, saved. Playing Prior Lake this morning. We have another game this afternoon. It's like it's Swarthout, Ulrich, and Seth Stefan up front with Armin Trout and Schwartzbaugh. Schwartzbaugh checks guy on the board, gets him off the puck. Ulrich picks it up, or excuse me, it was Swarthout. But Seth back to Swarthout. He checked from behind. We're going to get a penalty on Prior Lake. Cross check from behind. So we'll automatically go up on a 2-minute power play, I believe. 14 minutes and 30 seconds left here in the first period. Riker takes the face off. Christensen to his left. I believe it's Hagen to his right. All right. Puck comes up to the point, but strikes the line, comes all the way down. Davis chasing after it. Puck comes over to, new numbers by the way. Comes up the board. Prior Lake is able to save it. Picked up by Heidi. Brings it across, gets it up to Christensen, number 6. Christensen tries to get it over to Heidi. Gets blocked. Davis goes back to the corner with it, back behind the net. Tries to get it up to Riker at the point. Puck comes out front. Gets deflected over in the corner for Hagen. Hagen gets it to Christensen. Christensen and Hagen are coming down. Christensen gets rubbed off the puck. Hagen with it down the corner. He gets checked from behind. No call there. Rakert in the corner with it. Gets it to Davis. Davis gets it back to Rakert. Goes back into the corner. Rakert shoots it back behind the net. Christensen chasing after it now. Puck comes in and out. We're going to get an offsides call on CCHA. Johnson will take the face off. He's got Lorenzen to his left. Erickson to his right. Puck comes up to Erickson. Erickson pushes into the corner and chases after it. Lorenzen comes up to Johnson. Johnson gets it to Schwartzbauer. Excuse me. That was Rasmussen. Rasmussen chasing after it down in the corner. Schwartzbauer to help him out. Puck comes across. Picked up by Schwartzbauer, throws it into the corner. Erickson back along with Lorenzen now. Lorenzen sends it to Erickson. Erickson gets pushed off the puck. Comes up to the point for Rasmussen. Brings it down, but Fire Lake will carry it out of the zone. So 5 seconds left here on the power play for CCHA. Johnson tries to get a shot off. Both teams are now at full strength. Comes to Schwartzbauer. Schwartzbauer to Erickson. Gets stuck in Erickson's stick. Comes back to Armentrout. Armentrout sends it over to Davis. Davis shoots it back to Armentrout back behind the net. Armentrout's trying to Ulrich. Lorenzen back along with Swarthout. Swarthout has it now. Swarthout sends it back to Ulrich. Ulrich tries to center it. It gets deflected. Fire Lake will bring it up. Sets a front in back behind the net with it. He gets tied up. Armentrout in to help out. Armentrout gets the puck out, back behind the net. Sends it up the board. Fire Lake's going to be able to keep it in. They send it back along. Davis with it now in the corner. Sends it up to Setsafont. Setsafont sends it over to Ulrich. Ulrich brings it into the zone. He's got it up front. He got a shot off. It gets tied up. No interference call there. Davis sends it back down in the corner. Comes over to Ulrich. Ulrich tries to get it up to the point for Armentrout. Jumps Armentrout's stick. Puck will come all the way down. And that's going to be an icing call. All right, we've got 11 minutes and 5 seconds here in the first period. Scores stay 0-0. Reichert, Hagen, and Christensen up front. Rasmussen and Ideal back. Up comes up. Reichert shot. Gets deflected. Right at the shot for Christensen. Just couldn't get the shot off. Puck comes out. Picked up by Idy. Idy throws it up the board. Felt Hagen. Hagen will flip it into the corner. Lorenzen now after it. Reichert chasing along. Fire Lake comes out. Got a little bit of a 2-on-1 here. He does a nice job of breaking up that pinch, but that comes over to Fire Lake, and that's a goal. With 10 minutes and 35 seconds left here in the first period. Fire Lake was up 1-0 on CCHA. Nice pass by Fire Lake. Just got it off. Puck comes out to Armentrout. Armentrout will skate it in. Got Johnson to his left. Going right up in front for Erickson. Can't get to him now. Fire Lake brings it out of their zone. Gets tied up the line. Comes all the way back to Rasmussen. Rasmussen gets it out of the zone. Comes back to Fire Lake. Lorenzen doing a little hassle in there. Puck comes out front. Rasmussen gets it back out of the zone, but only temporarily. Puck goes to Johnson back behind the net. Comes out front. Throws it out to Armentrout. Armentrout throws it to Lorenzen. Lorenzen's going to dump it down the zone, and we're going to get an icing foul. We'll come all the way down. Is that Starkman and nets? Starkman's in nets today, or for this game. Swarthout took the face off, got it Davis. Davis running around the boards, but Prior Lake's able to hold it in. Shot goes into the corner. Armentrout comes away with that. Gets it out of the zone. Ulrich and Swarthout. Up comes out to Sestefan, only temporarily. Jumps his stick. That comes back to Eide. That comes up to the point for Prior Lake. Shot deflected. Into the corner for Davis. Davis sends it up the ice. Gets it to Swarthout. Swarthout gets it to Sestefan. Sestefan's shot gets deflected into the corner. Puck comes out. Rasmussen's able to hold it in. Tries to get it over to Ulrich. Puck comes out of the zone. On the boards. Reichert was there. Gets it to Sestefan. Stumbles. Rasmussen. Reichert comes through. Breaks up the play. Puck comes out of the zone. Christensen loses it to Prior Lake. Prior Lake player comes in. Schwartzbauer is able to break it up. Comes up to the point for Prior Lake. Sends back down deep. Comes up to the side. Gets to Hagen. Hagen tries to get it for Christensen. And we're getting an offside foul on Prior Lake. 7 minutes, 43 seconds left here in the first period. So Reichert, Hagen, and Christensen line out. Reichert take the face off. Hagen to his left. Christensen to his right. Armentrout and Davis are back. Reichert wins the face off, gets it to Hagen. Hagen's shot gets deflected. Puck comes to Christensen. Christensen's shot. Flurry out front. Can't get a stick 12 on it, and finally they do. Good pressure, boys. Keep it up. 7 minutes, 33 seconds left here in the first. Hagen's going to be to Reichert's right this time. Christensen to his left. Armentrout and Davis still out there and back. Face-off comes. Hagen picks it up. Puck gets thrown into the corner. Comes to Reichert. Reichert trying to get it to Hagen. Reichert and Hagen fight for it. Puck comes all the way around to Armentrout. They'll send it back in. Ulrich is there. Or Hagen is there with it. Puck comes out from Prior Lake. Back to the point. Back down low. Davis tries to get it out. Puck comes back behind the net. Armentrout chasing after it. Comes up to the point for Prior Lake. Shot gets deflected up front. That'll come all the way down. Christensen chasing after it. Prior Lake brings it down. It's back behind the net. Johnson picks it up. Trying to get it up to Lorenzen. Puck comes back down, out front. Prior Lake, shot, goes wide of the net. Lorenzen with it in the corner. Gets it out deep. Erickson chasing after it. No icing called. Puck can come all the way down. Johnson alongside the boards with it now. Comes back. And Lorenzen tries to break up the play. Picked up by Johnson. Johnson is bumped back into the zone and head off for a line change. Lorenzen chasing back into the corner. Puck comes down deep. Swerved out. Armentrout. Armentrout gets it back to Swerved. Swerved out hits Lorenzen. Lorenzen will carry it into the Prior Lake zone, but gets knocked off the puck. Heidi is able to keep it in the zone, heads it down. Ulrich is alongside the boards with a bounce. Comes out the sports foul. And we're going to get an offside call. 5 minutes and 23 seconds left here in the first period. Puck will come out to center ice. Swarthout will take the face off. Sestefan to his left. Ulrich to his right. Puck comes out to Ulrich. Prior Lake picks it back up. Sends it over Armentrout's stick. Armentrout in the corner with it now. Throws it back behind the net to Swartzbaugh. Swartzbaugh tries to get it up to Ulrich. Can't. Shot. No save. Another save. Sorry, that's Lila in nets today for this morning. Comes to Sestefan. Sestefan will carry it in. It gets checked off the puck. Puck comes out. Armentrout tries to keep it in. Can't. A little scrum at the middle of the ice there. Reichert sends it over to Swartzbaugh. It's stuck in the ref's gate. Swartzbaugh over to Armentrout. Armentrout gets it upside the boards, and we're going to get a penalty. So CCHA will go up on their power play again. We'll hear the call in just a second about what it was about. Ray can take the face off. Lorenzen to his left. Hagen to his right. Davis and Eide about back. Puck comes to Eide, back to Davis. Davis sends it back to the corner. Puck comes up to Davis. Davis comes back to Christensen. Christensen sends it over to Eide. Eide throws it back behind the boards. Like loses control of it. Lorenzen picks it back up again. Puck comes over to Reichert in the corner. Reichert sends it up to Davis. Davis' shot gets deflected over to Christensen. Christensen sends it down to Hagen. Hagen loses it. Prior Lake will get it out of the zone. It'll come all the way down. That's going to be an icing call. All right, there's 1 minute and 11 seconds left in the power play for CCHA. 3 minutes and 46 seconds left in the first period. Johnson will take the face off. We've got Lorenzen to the left, Christensen or Erickson to the right. Puck comes out to Swartzbaugh. Swartzbaugh sends it down. Comes back to Swartzbaugh. Swartzbaugh's shot gets deflected. Goes to Rasmussen. Rasmussen has the puck, sends it across ice to Lorenzen. Lorenzen's shot goes wide. Comes out of the zone. Rasmussen picks it up, gets it back to Swartzbaugh. Swartzbaugh sends it over to Lorenzen. Lorenzen back to Johnson. Over to Swartzbaugh. Swartzbaugh skated in, but loses control of the puck. This is across the line. Puck will come out and deflected into the net. All right, 3 minutes and 7 seconds left here in the first period. 37 seconds left here in the power play. Swarthout will take the face off. He's got Sestefan to his left, Ulrich to his right. Puck comes in, gets pushed out front. Prior Lake gets it. Armentrout's able to keep it in. Sends it down low to Swarthout. Swarthout to Ulrich. Ulrich throws it back to Swarthout. Swarthout back to Ulrich. Ulrich tries to get out in front for Sestefan. Sestefan has it back behind the net. Gets it to Rasmussen. It comes over to Swarthout. Swarthout coming in. Takes a shot. And saved by Prior Lake. Both teams at full strength. With 2 minutes and 33 seconds left here in the first period. Swarthout line will stay out there. Olich to his left. Stefan to his right. Armentrout and Davis out back. Puck comes out. Carter Lake gets around. Nice job by Davis, pushing it back over to the boards. With Swarthout. Swarthout just out of the reach of Ulrich. Ulrich heading to the corner with it. Puck comes out by Prior Lake. Goes over to Armentrout. Armentrout in the corner with it. Picks it up. Shot. Comes to Davis. Davis' shot gets deflected back behind the net. Prior Lake throws it up to Stefan. Stefan tries to hit Ulrich. Just missed him. Nice deflection by. Oh! They say by the goalie, but he lost it for a second. It was right between his legs. We weren't able to get a stick on it. Minute and 49 seconds left here in the first. Rickard Christensen and Hagen line out. Face off will be to the right of the Prior Lake goalie. Heidi and Armentrout off back. Puck comes back to Hagen, Christensen, Rickard. Takes it back behind the net, comes up to the point for Christensen, Rasmussen. Comes off of Rasmussen's stick over to Heidi. Heidi sends it up to Christensen. Hagen is just able to keep it in, comes back out, but they're going to call an offside spot. All right, we're going to take a face off. Christensen's to his left, Hagen's to his right. Heidi and Rasmussen are back. Puck comes out. Baker gets into the zone. Prior Lake picks it up there and carries it right back out again. He'll try and stop that puck. Puck comes up to Christensen. Christensen bounces it off the board. Puck comes back out. Christensen gets that deflected. Comes into the CCHA zone. Puck comes out. Christensen will pick it up. He's got Hagen to his left. Gets it over to Hagen, but nice save by the goalie. Puck comes out. Rasmussen will throw it right back up. Hagen's with it alongside the boards. Now Reichert. Reichert dumps it in and goes in for a line change. Armentrout steps up. Throws it back into the Prior Lake zone. Lorenzen, Erickson, and Johnson out front now. Puck comes out to Johnson. Johnson back to Lorenzen. Lorenzen back to Johnson. Johnson gets puck checked off there. Comes up to the point for Armentrout, or Rasmussen. Rasmussen sends it in deep. Puck comes out. Johnson throws it. Takes a slap at it. Can't get a stick on it. Puck comes all the way out to Armentrout. And that is the end of the first period. I believe they are going to clear the ice, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll be back in about 10 minutes. All right, here we go for period two. Swarthout line out with Ulrich and I believe it's Escafant. It is. And back is Hagen. And nice save by Lila. All right, Swarthout will take the face off. Ulrich is out front with him. Puck comes out. Escafant chasing after it. Fire Lake picks it back up again. Bounces along the boards. Picked up by Hagen. Hagen shoulders it up to Sexcafont. Sexcafont sends it to Prior Lake player. He's able to glove it and drop it for him. Carries from the CCHA zone. Puck goes into the corner. Puck comes out. Shot. Nice block by Hagen right up front. Puck goes into the corner. Off Edelpuck's skate. But he's able to deflect that into the corner. Prior Lake throws it back behind the net. Ulrich in the corner with it now, along with Hagen. Comes cross ice to Ermentrout. Ermentrout tries to get it up to Seskafant. It's picked up by Prior Lake. Back to Ermentrout. Ermentrout sends it to Prior Lake. We're going to get an offsides call as Prior Lake was just getting on off the bench. That was offsides. Puck is to the far dot. Reinert, Reichert, and I believe it's Christensen up front. Puck comes into the CCHA zone. Artie's got it. Jump his stick. Shot the goal. Came up in point for Prior Lake. Prior Lake one-timed it. And just beat Lila over the glove side. All right. Trying to take the face off. Reichert to its right. Christensen to his left. And it gets the face off back to Davis. Davis tries to get it to Reichert. Just missed him. That comes into the Prior Lake zone. Along the boards is Heiner. Christensen. Puck comes out to Prior Lake. Prior Lake comes back in. So within the first 2 minutes of this, Prior Lake is up 3-0 over CCHA. Johnson to take the face off. Puck comes out to Rasmussen. Rasmussen will flip it into the Prior Lake zone. Lorenzen comes in, takes a run on the player, just misses him. Erickson there, Hassan. Puck comes back behind the Erickson shovels just outside the Prior Lake goal, and that's going to be offsides. 12 minutes and 50 seconds left here in the second period. Christensen to take the face off. Excuse me, that's Johnson. Erickson off to the left. Lorenzen off to the right. Erickson shoots it in deep into the zone. Lorenzen chasing after it right now. Comes up to the point for CCHA. Rasmussen throws it back down deep. Up comes Juan. Johnson has it. Sends it to Ulrich. Ulrich tries to get it up to the point. Puck comes across. Swartzball able to keep it into the zone. Puck comes across for Prior Lake. Prior Lake throws it back. Rasmussen's there with it. He bounces it up to worked out. Sets the front into the corner with it. We're going to get an icing call. So that puck will come all the way down. It's like the face-off's going to be to the left of Lila. Swept out to take the face-off. Puck comes to Hagen. Hagen bounces around the boards to Ulrich. Ulrich sends it up. Hits Sexton. Sexton gets it over there. Trying to get it over to Swarthout. Swarthout has it in the corner right now. Sends it up to the point. Armentrout has it. Sends it back to Hagen. Hagen's shot. Deflected. Pushed away by Swarthout. That comes out to Fire Lake. Armentrout hook checks that. Swarthout loses his stick. Nice job by Sestafan getting that back out of the zone. That comes out, center ice, picked up by Hagen. Hagen hits Ulrich. Ulrich carries it into the deep zone, gets it back to Sestafan. Sestafan throws it back to Hagen. Oh! Puck comes out, just bounces over Hagen's stick. Nice job by Lilo coming out of the net, breaking up that play. That comes out to Fire Lake's zone. Comes all the way to count. Davis breaks up that play. Lakers shoots it up, tries to get into the zone. It's picked up by Fire Lake. Fire Lake can bring it around the net. Davis is there. Shot goes wide of the net. Heinrich sends it up to Reichert. Bounces off Reichert's stick. And how's that the icing call? It was past the red line. But it is. So the puck will come all the way back down. It's going to be the left of Lila. Johnson's in to take the face off. Davis coming off. That comes up for Fire Lake. They can pull off the face-off. Back behind the Schwartzbau. Schwartzbau carries it up. Tries to hit Erickson. Comes all the way down for another icing call. 10 minutes and 19 seconds left here in the second period. Johnson takes the face off, gets it over to Schwartzbau. Schwartzbau flicks it up out of the zone. Lorenzen chasing after it. We'll get there. Throws it back behind the net. Gets it to Erickson. Erickson loses it. Rasmussen breaks that play up. And Leland makes a nice save, but loses his stick in the meantime. Oh, no, he didn't lose his stick. Schwartzbau carries it up. He's got Erickson off to his left. To his right. He gets checked off the puck. Puck comes up center. Rasmussen. Oh! Yeah, you can't do that. Schwartzbau stood the kid up. That was not a cool thing to do. He ends up in the box. And they are discussing. Looks like we may get a double minor there. As Erickson joins him in the box. Comes up to the point. Back to Fire Lake's point. Jumps out of the zone now. Prior Lake will regroup. Ulrich up there with some pressure. Puck comes down. Armentrout chasing after it behind the net. Picks it up. Gets it out of the zone. But Prior Lake's it and keep it in. Throw it down in the corner. Up to the point for Prior Lake. Okay. It's a 10-minute misconduct is what I'm hearing. All right, goes down on the corner. Davis alongside with Armentrout. Puck comes up to the point for Prior Lake. Prior Lake shot, save. Nice job by Levi. All right, 8 minutes and 24 seconds left here in the second period. 49 seconds left in the minor power play for Prior Lake. Reichert's going to take the face off. That comes out, shot, goes wide of the net. ID back there with it in the corner. Goes back behind the net. Comes up to the point for Prior Lake. Back to the other point. Back down low. Gets it out front. Backhander goes wide of the net. That comes back. Back out front. Shot goes wide of the net. Comes all the way up to the point for Prior Lake. Back down low. Back to the point. Over to the other point. Back down low. That's that. Shot. Nice save by Levi. Puck comes out to the point for Prior Lake. Goes back down low again. Gets deflected back behind the net. Both teams are at full strength now. Prior Lake still on the point. ID putting some pressure on now. Puck comes up. Christensen. Christensen has Erickson and Reichert coming up with him. He shoves it out. Erickson chases back behind the net. Puck comes over into the corner. Reichert's able to keep it in. Puck goes back behind the net. Christensen has it. Back over to Christensen. Armentrout able to poke check it back into the corner for Lorenzen. Lorenzen back behind the net with it now. He gets blocked out, checked off the puck. Puck comes over to Erickson. Erickson loses control of it. Hagen picks it up. The Prior Lake has a 2-on-1 breakaway. Levi's shot goes wide of the net. Puck comes all the way down. Prior Lake has it in the corner. Erickson in. Nice shot by Johnson. Puck goes down into the corner. Prior Lake comes out. Crosses the line. Dangles. Nice save by Levi. Armentrout's right there to bring it into the corner. Hagen in to help him out. Prior Lake comes away with it. And we're going to get a save by Levi. Nice job.
Calm down, Joe. Calm down, Joe.
Swarth up to take the face off. Sestefan out front again, along with Ulrich. Back with it is Rasmussen in the corner. Bounces toward the boards. Swarth up picks it up. Gets it around. Puck comes to Davis. Davis has skated in. Nice shot. Nice job. Nice save by Prior Lake. Good shot by Davis. Davis hits Ulrich in the front. Just missed Ulrich though. Puck will come all the way down. Rasmussen will pick it up. Sends it over to Sestefan. Sestefan picks up the puck, doubles back. Gets it up to Ulrich. Ulrich to Swarthout. Swarthout comes in. Gets around one person. Loses the puck though, and Prior Lake will pick it up and bring it back down. Puck goes slide, back around the boards. Davis will pick it up. Sends it over to Ulrich. He tries to. Rasmussen picks it up behind the net. Tries to get it up to Sestafant. Does. Sestafant smacks it, but Prior Lake is able to hold it in. Puck comes cross into the other corner. Davis chasing after it now. Trying to poke check it up to Ulrich. Heinert takes it. Comes back to Prior Lake. Prior Lake gets it up front. Backhanded, nice save by Lila. Davis has it in the corner. Tries to float it out of the zone. Heinert picks it up. Heinert will get it up. He gets it to Sestafant. Sestafant just out of his reach. Back up to the point. Back to Armentrout. Armentrout and the puck will go into the bench. So 4 minutes and 7 seconds left here in the second period. Heine will take the face off. He's got Riker to his right and Christensen to his left. Puck comes out, back to Armentrout. Armentrout tries to get it up to Christensen. Christensen will get it out of the zone. Christensen dumps it into Prior Lake zone. Puck comes along the boards, up to the point for Armentrout, but he loses it. Bounces off Prior Lake, and we're going to get an offsides call on Prior Lake. 3 minutes and 43 seconds left here in the second period. Heinert steps in. Leg. Prior Lake controls off the face-off. Moves into the CCHA zone, dumps it. Christensen picks it up, tries to get it across one player. Riker's putting some pressure on, comes out to Eide. Riker dumps it back in. Heinert chasing after it. Goes over in the corner. Dumps out. On the side coming back behind the boards. Wheeler bounces it over to Eide. Armentrout. Puck comes out in front. And Wheeler does a nice job saving that puck. Comes back down. Heinert takes a shot at it. He's in the corner right now. Eide comes in. Checks the puck out. Prior Lake picks it up, and we're going to get a penalty. Two minutes and 45 seconds left in the second period. Penalties on Prior Lake. All right, let's go, boys. Johnson takes the face off. Puck comes back to Davis. That's a roughing call on Prior Lake. Puck comes all the way out. Wheeler's able to poke check it away. Hits the goalie. That's off its moorings. Wheeler's in the net right now. Starkman's going to need to start stretching. He's sitting up, folks, so I think he just got shaken up a little bit. He's ended up in the back of the net. Looks like he'll stay in. All right, a minute and 36 seconds left in the power play for CCHA. Just getting organized here. Johnson took the face off. Johnson controls, brings it back behind the net, slowing things down on the power play. Johnson with it alongside the boards, gets tripped up. Puck comes to Warrington. Warrington has that center ice, brings it in, brings it down into the corner, loses the puck alongside. Comes to Johnson in the corner now. Johnson brings it up to the corner, but it jumps Hagen's stick. Hagen's able to defend it, but only temporarily. Fire Lakes in, shot in the goal. Minute and 47 seconds. Shorthanded goal. 53 seconds left in the power play for CCHA. Swarthout to take the face off. He's got Ulrich to his right. Sets Stefan to his left. Right back is Rasmussen and Eide. Puck comes to Ulrich. Ulrich will carry it in. Tries to get it to Sutcliffe. Comes around back to net. Ulrich still has it. Joins to Rasmussen's stick. Swarthout picks it back up. Gets it to Sutcliffe. Sutcliffe tries to get it back to Ulrich, who just misses. Comes over the point. Eide's got it at the point. He loses the puck. Fire Lake controls. About 15 seconds left in the power play. And that's going to be an icing call on Fire Lake, so the puck will come all the way down, probably to the left of the Fire Lake goal. Swarthout, Ulrich, and Sestefan line will stay out there. Swarthout takes face off. Goes to Ulrich. Ulrich to Rasmussen. Rasmussen to Eide. Eide dumps it down deep around the net. Sestefan has it there. Gets it to Ulrich. Ulrich brings it up to the point for Eide. Eide dumps it back in deep. Comes around board for Ulrich. Both teams are at full strength now. Back to Ulrich. Ulrich tries to come around the net. Gets deflected into the corner. That's going to be an icing call. Puck come all the way back down. 36 seconds left in the second period. Einart, Reichert, and Christensen line out. Einart will take the face off. Gets the puck into the corner. Comes all the way around the boards. Einart able to keep it into the zone. Puck comes along the boards. Fire Lake will pick it up. Come all the way down. No icing call. Tipped by Davis. Davis has it back behind the net. Davis gets it over to Christensen. Christensen tries to hit Reichert. He does, but it gets deflected off to Fire Lake. Christensen comes in, but Reichert was offsides. It's going to be 6 seconds left here in the second period. Einart line will stay out there. Reichert to his right, Christensen to his left. That comes to Davis into the CCHA zone, and that'll be the end of the second period. All right, folks, we'll be back in about a minute, so stay tuned. All right, this third and final period today is brought to you by Dasani, nice cool beverage. Johnson line out now. Lorenzen to his left. Erickson to his right. Davis and Armantrout out back. Fire Lake controls off the face-off. He's along the boards for Johnson. Jumps to his stick. Davis sends it across ice. Tried to get it to Lorenzen. Fire Lake comes out. Gets it up to the point. Gets taken off. I think that was Johnson that did that. Nice job. Lorenzen brings it in. Comes out to Davis. Davis sends it down into the corner. Fire Lake brings it right back out again. Erickson along the boards with it. Fire Lake comes away. Puck comes cross ice. Davis will pick it up. Christensen or Erickson deflects it to Seskafont. Seskafont carries it in. Brings it up front of net and gets run into the net. And that came off its mooring, so they'll reposition that. 14:06 left in the third and final period. Hagen and Rasmussen to come out on D. Swarth out, along with Seskafont and Ulrich up front. Swarth out to take the face off. Fire Lake controls, carries it out of their zone. Shot into a save, and he'll cover it. 13:55 left here, third period. Puck comes up at Fire Lake's point. Swarth out in the corner with it. Poke checks it back behind the net. Ulrich in after it. Sorry, no, it's Hagen. That's at the point for Fire Lake. Nice save by Lila. Puck comes cross. Seskafont settles it down. Has it alongside the boards. Fire Lake comes away with it. Hagen gets it to Seskafont. Sescafont's got Ulrich to his right. He brings it in the corner. Back behind the net. Seskafont tries to get it to Heiner. Heiner throws it over to Hagen. But just out of Hagen's reach and Fire Lake to bring it out of the zone. Rasmussen with it now in the corner. Heiner in to help out. Fire Lake will come away with it. Shot on Lila, nice save. And a little wraparound. Comes over to Seskafont. Seskafont pushes it out to center ice. They cut off for a line change. It comes back to Davis. Davis gets it out of the zone. So it comes right back in, and we're going to get an offside call. 12 minutes and 46 seconds left here in the third period. Heinrich steps in to take the face off. He's got Christensen to his left, Breaker to his right. Davis and Idea back. Up comes cross ice, Fire Lake. Left into the zone. Comes out to Riker. Riker will just throw it in and then chase after it. Comes over to Heiner. Heiner gets it up to Eide. Heide's shot gets deflected out front by Fire Lake. Scrambled in there. Comes out to Christensen. Nice save. And it's a goal. Nice job. Nice second effort, everybody. Holy smokes. That was a group effort. I'm not sure who had it. Christensen was in there. Reichert was in there. Heiner was in there. All right, still plenty of time left here in this third period. 12 minutes and 17 seconds. Johnson will take the face off. Lorenzen to his left. Erickson to his right. Puck comes out into Prior Lake zone only temporarily. Puck comes back to Johnson. Johnson tries to hit Christensen. Erickson. Christensen got it. Puck comes out. Prior Lake will control. Comes cross ice. Switch ball. Break up that play. It's thrown out front, but Rasmussen was right there to deflect it back. Johnson pokes it over to Schwartzball. Schwartzball goes in the corner, comes back to Rasmussen. Rasmussen gets it back to Schwartzball. Schwartzball sends it over to Rasmussen. Jumps Rasmussen's stick. Hits Lorenzen. But Lorenzen can't quite control the puck as it crosses into the zone. Back behind the net. Erickson, Schwartzball comes back up to Christensen. Puck goes wide. Rasmussen chasing after it, and that's going to be an icing call. 11 minutes and 9 seconds left in the third period. Swarthout line comes out. Seth Stefan will be to his left, Ulrich to his right. Hermantrout and Hagen out back. Puck goes into the corner. Seth Stefan gets it back to Ulrich had it temporarily. That comes up to Hagen. Hagen will send it back along the boards. Prior Lake goes to center ice. Back to Hagen. And I'm not sure what that was for. I think he might have thought it was an offsides call, so it'll come up to center ice to the face-off. Swarthout picks it up. Prior Lake controls. Comes along the boards. Hermantrout. Sestafant. Sestafant throws it all the way across. Trying to hit Ulrich. Bounces off Ulrich's stick. Comes up center ice. Hermantrout back with it now. Has it in the corner. It's getting tied up. Swarthout comes along, picks it up, carries it up behind the net. He gets lit up. Wrapped around. No penalty on that. Swarthout taking his time getting back to the bench. It's pretty tough though, guys. Counting 6 out there. All right. Heinert line out there now. Heinert will take the face off. Puck goes in the corner for Davis. Davis will carry it back behind the net. Gets it to Christensen. Christensen to Heinert. And it gets checked from behind, and that's going to be a penalty. I believe. Nope. Just an icing call. And it steps in to take the face off. Gets into the corner for Heidi. Heidi bounces it back to Reichert. Reichert tries to hit Davis. Comes back out to center. Prior Lake to carry it in. Heidi breaks up the play. Reichert tries to get it out of the zone. 9 minutes and 54 seconds left here in the third and final period. Johnson line out. Lorenzen to his left, Erickson to his right. Rasmussen and Sportsbow out back. Puck comes out to center. We will grab that puck, hold on to it. Face off will be to the right of Lila. Johnson steps in. Gets it over to Sports Ball. Sports Ball carries it up. Get it out of the zone. Gets it to Lorenzen. Lorenzen trying to get over to Erickson. Oh, nice shot by Sports Ball, but I think that deflected at the last second. Johnson has it right up front. Sorry, that shot was by Johnson. Fire leg comes down. Splits Rasmussen and Sports Ball. We're going to get a penalty. I believe that's going to be a tripping call. Sports Ball will go into the box for 2 minutes. 9 minutes and 19 seconds left here. Fire leg go up on the power play. Swarth out and Ulrich out for up front. Hagan and I believe it's Armentrout out back. Sports Ball is going off ice, not sure why. Yeah, but Sports Ball just went off the ice. Puck's back behind Fire Lake. Armentrout goes in for a check. Hagan back there. Fire Lake up to the point. Back. Shot. Saves that. Pushes it over the net. Fire Lake comes back. Up to the point. Back down low. Yeah, we're not sure why Sportsball came off the ice, but Lorenzen is taking the shift. Back behind the net. Up alongside. Back again. Shot. Nice save by Lila. Comes over to Heidi. Then he gets up to Christensen. Christensen will dump it in. Goes back behind the net. That comes out. So they're putting a little pressure on. That comes up Friar Lake. Friar Lake carries it in the zone. Shot by Lila. It's a nice save. Davis in the corner with it now. Between his skates. Puck comes out. Comes to the point. Nice save by Lila. Good job of Davis clearing that. Christensen has it. He's got Reichert coming up with him. Tries to flip the puck over to Reichert. Reichert does it. Shots up front. Fire Lake will carry it back out. Rasmussen's back there to break up the play though. Well, 5 seconds left in the power play for Fire Lake. That's shot. Ooh. Saved by Davis. We're at full strength as Lorenzen comes out on the ice. Puck's there to Rasmussen, but Rasmussen loses it. Shot goes over the net. Lorenzen along the boards with it now. Comes back in deep. Davis has it. Fire Lake picks it up. Comes cross ice. Back to Rasmussen behind the net. Off the boards. Comes back to Davis. Picked up by Heinert. Heinert sends it alongside the back of the boards. Davis will pick it up. Time to shove it up the hill. Shot by Lila. Save. Puck comes to the front. Shot. And saved by Lila again. Nice job. Fire Lake controls, another shot. Lila saves again. Puck comes deflected off, comes out to the point for Fire Lake. Lorenzen deflects that puck over into the corner. Davis will go in to pick it up. Riker send that all the way down, and that's likely. Nope, waved out. Line shift. Fire Lake picks it up, goes across ice, brings it in. Shot blocked by Armentrout. Puck comes out of the zone. Fire Lake will regroup. Comes across. Armentrout trying to crash down on it now, just out of the reach of Erickson. Fire Lake brings it back into the zone. Shot. We will leave it to Armentrout. Armentrout hits Johnson. Johnson drops it to Schwarthout. Schwarthout tries to get it over to Erickson. Comes back to Johnson. Johnson's shot saved by Fire Lake. 5 minutes and 16 seconds left here in the third period. Heinart line out. Sets Stefan to the left. Ulrich to the right. Armentrout and Hagen out back. Puck's just sitting there. Coming to Ulrich. Gets it over to Sestefan. Sestefan will bring it back behind the net. Tries to throw it back to Heinert and does. Heinert back to Sestefan. Thought it hits. It clears off the board funny and comes back to Prior Lake. And Lilo will cover that puck. 4 minutes, 53 seconds left in the game. Reichert and Erickson or Christensen to come out. Heinart takes the face off. Fire Lake controls. Nice save. Lilo. Heinart able to, or Hagen, able to get that puck out. Comes back to Armentrout. Armentrout will dump it into the zone. Reichert chasing after it. Comes up the board. Hagen's able to keep it in. His shot. Save. Comes out. Jumps Armentrout's stick. Referee group. Fire Lake picks it up. Goes over. Lilo lets that go into the corner for Christensen. Christensen throws it alongside the board for Armentrout. Fire Lake picks it up at the point. Shot wide of the net. Shot, glove saved by Lilo. All right, 4:10 left in the game. Johnson then take the face off, gets it to Rasmussen. Rasmussen sends it over to Eide. Eide throws it along the boards. Lorenzen uses it at the line of Prior Lake. Rasmussen gets it out of the zone. Yes. They'll carry it out. Puck comes back. Lorenzen controls it. Throws it over to Erickson. Erickson gets it to Johnson. Johnson back. Tries to leave it for Erickson. Back to Lorenzen. Prior Lake clears it out of their zone. Puck comes back. Runs it along the boards. Puck goes back to Rasmussen. Rasmussen will send it along and get it to Erickson. Prior Lake sends it back deep in zone. Rasmussen chasing after it now. Prior Lake picks it back up, comes in, shot, they save by Lilo. Rasmussen throws it alongside the boards and gets it out of the zone. Prior Lake controls at center ice. Puck goes into the corner. Back to Rasmussen. Rasmussen gets hit. Ulrich tries to get it out of the zone, but it gets deflected by Prior Lake. Puck comes out. Prior Lake looking for a feed out front. It's deflected by Rasmussen now. Comes over the board. Setsupon has it now. He's got Ulrich with him. Setsupon loses control of the puck. Prior Lake will pick it back up again. Puck comes all the way back. Puck comes back. Davis able to keep it in, throws it down deep to Swarthout. Swarthout tries to get it to Sestefan. Sestefan carries it back behind the net. Still has it. Looking to get it to the point. Hagen can't keep it in. We're going to get an offsides call. 2 minutes and 8 seconds left here in the game. Heinart line out now. Christensen to his left. Reichert to his right. Davis and Hagen up back. Puck comes into the CCHA zone. Into the corners, Davis with it. Davis gets it to Christensen. Fire Lake puts it back down deep. Heinart and Hagen chasing after it. Comes out to Heinart. Heinart tries to get it to Christensen. Christensen's coming down. He gets checked off the puck. Reichert in the corner with it now. Puck comes all the way down, and that is going to be an icing call. Nope, they waved it off for whatever reason. Puck comes out, gets deflected off of Davis' stick. Davis able to get it up to Christensen. Christensen sets it over to Reichert, but Prior Lake was able to deflect it off. Prior Lake comes in, breakaway, shot in the goal. All right, it looks like we are into running time. About a little less than a minute left in the game. Johnson up to take the face off. Lorenzen to his left, Erickson to his right. Herman Trout and to Rasmussen up, no, tidy, back. Looks like we will go on a power play with the last 30 seconds left. Puck comes out, comes back to Armitage at the point. Armitage shots, goes wide of the net. Tidy will keep it in. Sends it back to Erickson. Erickson keeps Lorenzen, and Lorenzen's shot in the goal. So that's Erickson to Lorenzen. So with 3 seconds left, the clock is stopped. Johnson steps in, Lorenzen to his left, Erickson to his right. Up comes out, and that'll do it. All right, folks, that's game number 1. We'll see you here this afternoon. Final score is Prior Lake 6, CCHA 2. Have a good rest of your morning.